We are back with a recap of the Cavaliers game 1 in Toronto. They fall to the Raptors 115 to 118. It was pretty competitive throughout the entire game, so it was a fun watch, but as a Cavs fan, you would have preferred to see the Cavs on the winning side of that game. So let's get into it with the good and the bad, starting off with the bad because they did lose. I view this as another game that the Cavs weren't able to close out. I understand that the referees did let Toronto get away with a lot of stuff that you feel like they should have blown the whistle on, but the Cavs still had leads in the second half, in the fourth quarter, that you would have liked to see the Cavs, being able to score. And even if the refs aren't giving you the whistles that you think you feel like you deserve, then you just score, and it doesn't really matter anyway. There were some guys on the Raptors that just went off and had a good game. I don't think the Cavs had any horrible defense or anything. There's just some guys on the Raptors who played very well. Siakam had himself a great game, and I also thought that Gary Trent Jr. and Fred VanVleet were pretty noticeable in this game as well. I feel like the Cavs had some early game jitters. Maybe that just comes with the anticipation of a new season. You just brought in Donovan Mitchell, and you're so excited for the season to start that you just kind of you're kind of offset early. I know there was a sequence where there was a lob for Jared Allen and Evan Mobley were both kind of in the area, and they both went for it, so neither of them caught it. It was a turnover. The turnovers in this game are also an issue for the Cavs. I understand that the Raptors defense gets after it and that they play a lot of 6'7", 6'8" big guys, and they're very rangy and they're lengthy, but they're going to have to clean up the turnovers rather, if they want to continue to have success in the league. And the Raptors, again, they have a good defense, but if you're the Cavs, you're going to want to have a little more ball control in this next few games. The Darius Garland eye injury suffered in near the end of the first half, where he's out for the rest of the game. That definitely hindered the Cavs' ability a lot. We saw last year with the lack of depth at point guard how that kind of derailed the season when Garland wasn't out on the floor. And even with Donovan Mitchell not having Darius Garland there, definitely you can notice the offense took a hit. You notice that the team in general kind of struggled a little more to get things going. So if we have to keep an eye on that, if that's going to be a long-term thing, this might be a rough stretch for the Cavs. Hopefully this was only a one-game thing and this was a precautionary, but again, if it's long-term, the Cavs might be in a little bit of trouble to start the season, but we'll see if that is the case, and hopefully Donovan Mitchell can help pick up some of that slack. Speaking of Donovan Mitchell, I think we're going to start to go into some of the good that happened in the game. Donovan Mitchell played as expected. I don't have his full stats showed up, but he played as advertised. He played like a big target that the Cavs traded 3 first-round picks and a decent number of assets for to get him. So far, he's been worth the price of admission. Hopefully, he can continue to just play like he plays and be great. I thought that Cedi Osman had some nice stretches coming off the bench. Obviously, he's not a guy that I think you want to rely on too much to pull you out of pull you out of holes or get you out of a bad situation. But I feel like Cedi Osman played fine. I thought Jared Allen and Evan Mobley were really good in the paint on both ends of the floor. Evan Mobley also showing off some of the outside shooting skills that you can't really ignore if you're him. Although I don't want him to handle the ball a lot more on the outside on the perimeter than that he was during the game. We have guys like, again, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, even Karis LeVert. I'd rather see doing that. I don't want to see a whole lot of Evan Mobley doing a lot of ball handling on the perimeter. I know he can do it. We saw him do some drives and stuff like that, but I'd rather keep that to the smaller players on the floor. That would be fine. And Jared Allen, he had a couple of really good dunk blocks. I liked those. And the Cavs showed that they could go on some dominant runs. They were down 11 in the second quarter, but they go on an 11-0 run to tie that game up, I believe, at 33. So I believe that for parts of this game, we saw a great team. The question is if we'll be able to see that consistently for 48 minutes throughout games in this season. And again, if that Darius Garland injury is long-term, then that's going to be a bit of an issue. But hopefully Darius Garland can get back for the next game as soon as possible. And hopefully this Cavs season can get started on the right foot sooner rather than later. So thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, please feel free to leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more like it. Thank you all again for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this game and the Cavs season in general, and I'll see you at the next one.